Going on, everybody? Michael here. So I wanted to go over essentially what an SMTP is with Actionetics, because I think there's some confusion and you may not understand it completely. Now, I'm not a tech geek, I'm not a developer, so you're going to hear it in the way I understand it. This is the way I understand it, and it gets me by just fine. So what I want to cover is how it works, why you need it with Actionetics, because it's not like your typical autoresponder, right? Generally, when you sign up for MailChimp, Aweber, things of that nature, you don't have to necessarily worry about an SMTP, right? Now, ClickFunnels does have an all-in-one solution, but they allow you to choose your SMTP provider, which is really awesome because it's like, as you can see in your screen now, I have three different SMTP configurations here. And the way to look at this is, for my account, is this is technically like having three different um, third-party autoresponders in your account, right? So it's like having an Aweber account integrated, a MailChimp account integrated, and an Active Campaign account integrated. Each one of those platforms would cost you monthly, right? And the more subscribers that you get, the more money that they're going to cost you, right? So just keep those things in mind. Yeah, the full package is $297, but if you take into consideration, what you can do with it, it's great. Um, so let's just kind of cover what an SMTP is. Okay, so one thing that I want to recap. I've talked about this in other videos during the setup process, but the domain that you use with your SMTP in your ClickFunnels account has to be verified and secured, right? And you can only have a CNAME point to one location. You can't like use, so like this domain here, Future Fastlane. If I was using this on WordPress, I wouldn't be able to use it in ClickFunnels, right? Because the CNAME can't point to two different locations. And the reason why I'm going over this is because the SMTP requires a domain selected within your account, as you can see here, domain, right? So the domain has to be verified and secured in your ClickFunnels account that's connected to your SMTP, right? So if you have a domain that's in your account that's not verified and secured, and you're trying to use it on WordPress, what you have to do is set up a subdomain, or essentially, put down the other site that you have on WordPress or Squarespace or Wix, whatever, and basically you're just going to get rid of your site that you have now and put it and create it in ClickFunnels, or just create the subdomain. Okay, like I did here, like email.michaelrocha.net is my SMTP. I had this domain on WordPress for some time, but not anymore. Okay, but at the time when I created this, I had it on WordPress, so I couldn't use www like I had here because I had it on WordPress. So I had to create this, in which it worked out because it's email dot, so it's specifically for emails. Okay, it can be sales at your domain, support at your domain, and you could use that SMTP specifically for those reasons, right? So like, let's just say you have SMTP that's support at yourdomain.com, and when you send transactional emails, that's the one you use. You say, hey, if you need to reach support, uh, just reply to this email, and it's going to go to support at yourdomain.com, right? So it's just, you can kind of see the benefits of it. Okay, and another thing is, so essentially all SMTP is like USPS. Okay, so USPS, you write a letter and you want to send it to your mom, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. Okay, you write a letter, you put it in the mailbox, USPS comes, picks it up, and then they send it to its destination. That's all an SMTP is with ClickFunnels, okay, or Actionetics, excuse me. Is the SMTP takes the emails that you have, okay, set up within your ClickFunnels account, right? They take it and they email it to its destination. Okay, so in its Actionetics and or MD, whichever one you have, it sends it. That's the automation part of it. That's the the follow-up funnels of it's follow-up funnels inside of MD, but you get the idea. It's the automation, right? So if you have 60 days worth of automation, so your SMTP is going to come pick up your emails and send it to its destination, and it's going to send it based on the time frames and setup and automation that you have inside of your Actionetics account. Okay, so your SMTP is your core. I always hate saying this, your courier or your courier. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's all your SMTP is going to do. It just basically comes in your Actionetics account in its techie way, gets your emails, and sends it to your subscribers. That's its sole purpose. Okay. Again, just think of it as your SMTP as USPS, the postal service. Okay, they're emailing, they're sending your mail to your subscribers. Okay, and that's it. So really, and all the you know third-party autoresponders, they use some sort of SMTP. Okay, so they use, I think, Aweber or something like that uses SendLane or Send13 or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but they use one of those SMTPs, but they don't let you choose. Okay, so that's why these third-party autoresponders are so hard on affiliate marketers, MLM industries, and business models, because they don't want, you know, basically you're piggybacking off of their subscribers that sends emails. So if you sign up for Aweber, they have, let's just say they have 70,000 people using their platform. They could have 35 on one SMTP and 35 on the next SMTP. And if you're in the 35 group and the reputation gets hit and they notice you're sending affiliate type emails or things like that, they don't like it because it hurts their reputation and they'll shut you down. And what's awesome with Actionetics and MD, or just the full suite in general, and with SMTP. So let's just say and I've never had one of my SMTP shut down, ever. Okay, and I've been using one since 2014. Okay, and now I've I've been around doing a lot of things, client work, and I've been with client work, I've been involved with Infusionsoft, Aweber, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, you name it. All right, and I still, and I started with Aweber back in 2012, I believe, 2012, 2013, and then ClickFunnels came along, and I've been using SMTP ever since. Okay, so let's just say for some odd reason you get a bunch of spam complaints, and your SMTP, stops it for whatever reason. I mean, you'll have to get a ton of spam complaints to be shut down. Like, seriously. The only way I could see you getting shut down with your SMTP, and it's not that if you use the internal option with ClickFunnels, right? So you're using ClickFunnels SMTP, which you'll see a green smiley face here for, right? They'll be more apt to shutting you down with your SMTP for compliance, and they have everything in the stats and ratios, percentages of what you need to stay above to not be non-compliant. So let's just say this one here gets shut down. I have two other ones I could use, and it's literally as easy as, let me show you. So let's just say one out of the three I have get shut down. I can literally come in here. Let's go in here. Edit settings. Oh wait, hold on a second. Let's just go here. Let me show you real quick. Alright, so I'm going to edit settings. General settings, here we go. Alright, so it's as easy as, alright, so for this one, let's just say this one gets shut down. I can literally go here, okay? And I'm back to sending emails. Like, it's that simple, okay? And then what I could do is go back into my SMTPs. Of course, I can go in and see why and clean up my list or whatever to get it compliant again. But let's just say this one gets shut down because I can have three, okay? Because if I go more than three, I'll have to pay more money. So what you could do is really just remove this one and create a new one. Yeah, you have to rebuild your reputation. This green smiley face means you have a great reputation. You're okay. When you see a red upside down face, then you know you're in trouble. But either way, you can integrate an external one or use ClickFunnels internal option. and you're just up and running. Like with third party, a lot of times with like especially affiliate marketers and MLM business models, they'll shut your whole campaign down, and you have to rebuild all the emails and everything. You have to export your contacts, get another provider, and everything. So hopefully this puts it in context. Goodness, um, of what a SMTP is. Okay, and again, just keep in mind all it is the SMTP sends your emails from your ClickFunnels account. Okay, so when you integrate it, so these integrations that's connected to you, and it uses your domain or subdomain that you have integrated to your ClickFunnels account. So it's going to send emails on behalf of this domain, and this domain. And this is what will show up in the email, okay, as being sent from, okay? And then it uses that information that you set up and connect, and it just sends your emails, just like U.S. Postal Service, okay, or any, UPS, whatever. It sends the mail just like that, same concepts. And a lot of people try to integrate, GoDaddy's SMTPs, but those are for like personal email sends. It's not for bulk sending, like automations and things like that. So hopefully this provides some insight. I know this probably wasn't a really intriguing video, but hopefully you got some insight into that. So yeah, hope you guys have an awesome day. Take care.